I'm Darren with Akshon Esports, and welcome back to another installment of Akshon Recap, the show where we highlight various stories ongoing within the esports community. To start things off, Blizzard has overhauled the Overwatch Contenders website, which will now act as the central hub for all team information, video libraries, and updates, similar to the main Overwatch League site. With the release of the new design comes the reveal of the rosters for several teams who picked up a mix of veteran and new talent. There are many teams listed on the site, so to keep things short, I'll only be going through the rosters of North American teams that were previously kept quiet up until now. First up, the New York Excelsior Academy team, dubbed XL2 Sport, one of the most fearsome rosters in the league, with notable Western players with a fair share of experience under their belt in addition to a pair of Korean DPS stars. The roster consists of Flower, Nene, Cloneman16, Midnight, Adam, and Goliath. Moving on to Houston, Flame has managed to build one of the most internationally diverse Contenders rosters with a few familiar names and rising stars who hope to kickstart their esports career with their new team come March. Named the Optic Academy, the roster is made up of Kellar, Rena, Sharp, Kaiser, yes, that very same player from Runaway, Smurf, Vol, Aid, and Gray. Now, as for Boston, their president of gaming, Huck, has not only returned to his roots, but has completely brought them under his wing, with Toronto Esports representing this organization in Contenders. There are currently only 5 members, being Dalton, Nero, Guardian, Og, and Moth, but further updates along with an official announcement are expected in the coming days. As for the Florida Mayhem, they have chosen to enlist the talents of some familiar names for those who recall the previous season of Contenders. Dubbed the Florida Fury, which in my opinion is one of the better team names so far. The roster consists of Mikey A, Krems, Mopey, Za, Paintbrush, and more. For the last Overwatch League back team reveal, NRG Esports will play for the Academy spot of the San Francisco Shock, a name that was chosen likely to help with marketing of the brand of their parent company, has also chosen to construct a roster with a mix of Korean, European, and American talent. With no Korean players on the main Shock roster, we'll have to see how well the organization is able to integrate these players and overcome the dreaded language barrier that comes with non-native English-speaking player signings. The NRG Esports lineup is made up of Damon, Stratus, Butcher, Fozix, Rob420, and Smex, the sole European player who some of you may remember as a member of the British Overwatch World Cup team. After announcing their acquisition of Rogue's Contenders spot and teasing the nationality of their players with flag tweets, Montreal Esports Grizzlys have revealed their lineup accompanied by a YouTube video. This roster consists of young players who are hungry for a chance to make a name for themselves in the Overwatch scene, with several having already made attempts in the past with amateur teams. The most notable players on the team include DAHUN, who previously played for Arc 6 before being replaced by Kusta, and B1AM, a player that was supposed to make up the core of a roster along with Connor J for TSM while the organization was still trying to get into Overwatch in 2017. The Grizzlys are represented by Zappery, Spirit, Graceful, Pug, DAHUN, and B1AM. To the disappointment of a few fans, there is no mention of Cruz, Defran, Shader, or any active runaway players as members of a Contenders team, but it's important to remember that rosters for both Contenders and the Overwatch League have yet to be locked, so expect some new additions to these teams in the near future. Also to note, according to the Contenders rule set, organizations are only allowed 9 players per team. Now heading over to the EU, Eagle Gaming will be among the teams participating in the first season of Contenders 2018 Europe after purchasing the spot previously held by the French esports organization Gamers Origin. Before concluding all of this Contenders talk, I would just like to point out to you guys that the Contenders site has also been updated with a comprehensive list of the teams from the Open Division that have qualified for a place in their region's Contenders via Contenders Trials. In our last video, some of you were confused as to what role Stylosa had with the London Spitfire and British Hurricane when we mentioned that he was the British consultant. To clear up some of the mystery behind this new job that he does, in addition to his YouTube work, Stylosa took some time to speak with the Daily Mail about what being a British consultant entails. Quote, effectively, I'm the director of content for the team. It's basically using my strengths. I built the Unit Lost YouTube channel for Overwatch, so I understand the game and how to make content around it. I also happen to be British. Quite a lot of the day is devoted to this job. I've done my YouTube stuff for so long now, I can just do it. With Spitfire, it's back to basics. It's a new foundation to build content on. A link to the article, in addition to everything we talked about today, will be in the description box below. Now, if you have any friends who've somehow still been on the fence about getting into Overwatch and committing to buying the game, Blizzard has slashed the cost of both the base game and the collector's edition by 50% as of today until February 26 at 11:59 PST. With all this Contenders news, what do you guys think of it? Do you find that any of these teams have a really balanced roster and appear to be the clear favorites? Or does it look like some of these rosters have questionable choices in them? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's it for this installment of Akshon Recap. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe by clicking the Akshon icon to stay up to date when new videos release. Otherwise, check out some of our other content. Or if you have something to say and want to join in the conversation, be sure to join our Discord server. Links to that and everything else mentioned in this video are in the description box below. This has been Darren with Akshon Esports, and we'll see you in the next one.